On today's video, the third generation of legendary archer commanders are finally out. Artemisia I, aka Artemis, aka Artie. I'm gonna call her Artie, I can't say her name properly. And Ramesses II. Two archer commanders. We're gonna talk about them, our first impressions, what my plan is as an archer troops player, as well as go through their skills, go through their usability, and then talk about how you can unlock them and all that good stuff. This is a first impressions video. If you enjoy that kind of content, make sure you're dropping a like on the video before we start. Go grab some popcorn, sit back and enjoy. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today, we finally got our archers commanders. I've been waiting for them for so long. The patch notes went out, the update was on, and when the update was done, bam, these two guys showed up. Lilith announced them as well, and here we go. Let's start by breaking down Ramesses II. We'll go to Artie next, and then let you guys know what I'm thinking about them and all that good stuff, what I'm gonna do about them. Before we start though, I'm a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms, and if you enjoy Rise of Kingdoms content, want more stuff, leave me a comment down below, let me know what kind of videos you guys enjoy, want to see, what kind of questions, comments you have, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So Ramesses II is an archer versatility attack commander, which is interesting because the legendary commanders that were archers so far, with the exception of one really, were all skill commanders. The only exception being Tamaris, which was an attack commander, and she was fairly underwhelming early on, but now she is a very, very interesting commander. We'll talk maybe about that in a future video. Ramesses II being an attack commander as well is an interesting thing, and we're gonna have to see who we pair him with. But let's go through the skills first so you have a better idea on how he works. So Ramesses will be the mightiest governor commander. The way we know this is because if you click on her and on the plus here, you'll see Wheel of Fortune. Therefore, he is the mightiest governor commander. The first skill being Ceremony of Karnak. An active skill, requires 1000 rage, deals continuous damage to a single target, damage factor 500 all the way up to 800, and reduces the target's defense by 5% all the way up to 25% for 2 seconds. From there, we have a passive skill, Poem of Pentar, increases lead archer units attack by 20% while on the map, all the way up to 40% archer attack bonus. I like it so far so good. Passive skill number 2, third skill on the list is Army of Aemon. When the armies led contain only archer units, decrease the skill damage taken by 10% all the way up to 30% damage. Skill damage taken reduction, and there's a 10% chance when attacked to increase the troops attack as well as march speed from 20% all the way up to 40% for 3 seconds. When attacked is an important thing to talk about because the way attacking works is that you attack one turn and then counterattack, and then the next turn you get attacked and then you counterattack. So every other second you are getting attacked, and therefore every other second within the fight, there's a 10% chance for you to get massive archer attack bonus as well as march speed, which is interesting. The fourth skill being Nefertari's Companionship. Lead troops normal attack have a 10% chance to heal slightly wounded units from 200 all the way to 500. It increases the troop defense by 20% for 3 seconds. 10% chance to heal between 200 and 500 healing factor, and 20 to 40% defense bonus. This is an important point to touch on because once again, as I mentioned, the way attacking works is 1 round you attack, 1 round you get attacked, 1 round you attack, 1 round you get attacked, and it's every other second. So in the seconds that you are attacking, you have a 10% chance to get healing factor plus defense bonus. And on the other seconds where you are not attacking, you're getting attacked, you have a 10% chance of getting archer attack bonus and march speed bonus. And both of them are for 3 seconds, which means that in a crazy RNG God's way, you could in theory chain these skills as long as you hit that 10% chance again and again, continually forever, because you attack, that's 1 second, you get attacked, that's second, you attack, that still applies for that 3rd second, and if you get lucky and the 10% hits, it happens again and again. And so it's an interesting thing to see. You can potentially chain these. I like this so far. A very interesting commander, especially because you can heal like crazy as well. His expertise changed the ceremony of Karnak into King of Kings. Without the expertise, you hit damage factor of 800, and with the expertise, it goes up to 1,000 for 2 seconds. So that's 2,000 instead of 1,600. And you reduce the target's defense by 30% instead of 25%. So an additional 5% defense reduction for 2 seconds. On top of that, the target cannot receive any healing for 2 seconds as well. That is kind of nuts. I really like this so far. My first impressions on Ramesses is that he's very strong. He's definitely the one commander out of these two I know for sure I will be maxing. If he comes out in the next Mightiest Governor, we're going to go all in. We're going to spend everything we have on maxing it out and getting him on the field. We're going to try to get as better position as we can in Mightiest Governor, and from there we'll sculpture it up. We have plenty of sculptures in reserves waiting for both of these commanders, and finally we can get it done. And yes, I know she has a bunch of things. I just wanted to wait for these to star them first and only then use the stars on other commanders, and she needs to get starred up. My, again, first impression is Ramesses is my dude. I'm gonna go with him, and I think he's gonna pair very well with a few commanders. We can talk about him being paired even with Tamaris, even though I'm not entirely sure whether you want to not have a skill-based legendary commander in the lead. He could definitely pair off well with almost anything, but we're going to really have to see. I think that a Ramesses Tamaris could be really nasty, but again, time will tell. We're going to do all the testing once we get these commanders out on the field. So this is Ramesses II. What do you guys think about him? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. And if you haven't yet, make sure you drop a like on the video if you enjoy this kind of content and want more out of it. Artemisia I is the second commander in this new 3rd generation Archers commanders. Again, she is a Wheel of Fortune commander, and hopefully she will be coming out very soon in Kingdom 59. She's an Archer Garrison Defense commander, which is really interesting. A Garrison Defense commander. I haven't seen one of those as a legendary commander for quite a bit. But hey, she is a defensive commander. Let's go take a look at her skills, and then we'll see what we can do with her. So her first skill being Battle of Salamis. Is that real? Is this the Battle of Salamis? Like salami the sausage? Alright. The active skill, rage requirement of 1,000, deals damage up to 300 damage factor to your own troops, and deal damage up to with 800 damage factor all the way up to 1,800 damage factor to 3 enemies, up to 3 enemies in a forward-facing fan-shaped area. So it's not a fan-shaped area, it's a forward-facing fan-shaped area. It goes up to 1,800 damage factor, and it causes 300 damage factor to yourself. Interesting. If you pair her with a Ramesses, considering the fact that he might heal every other turn 500 damage factor, this might not be as significant. But we got to keep an eye on this and see how it plays out. Her second skill being Bow and Mount, a passive skill, increases the archer unit's defense and health by 5% all the way up to 20%. Health and defense, again, being a more defensive commander, making your troops hold longer and live longer. Her third skill, Ally of Xerxes? I can't read that, for hell. Don't judge me too much. A little bit is okay. Passive skill, while serving as a garrison commander. Oh no, a garrison skill. Reduces incoming normal attack damage by 2%. Each normal attack has a 10% chance to disarm the target. Disabling their normal attack lasts 1 second. So you can get normal attack damage reduction down to 10%, and then you have a 10% chance to essentially make the opposition skip a turn hitting you. Defensive commander, okay. Queen of Caria, okay. That's also where she's from, and her like second title thingy above her name, while he is favored by gods. Her fourth skill being when rage accumulates to 80%, there's a 50% chance to silence self for 3 seconds, but increase all damage dealt by 25% for 5 seconds, and that goes up all the way to 50%. So you have a 50% chance to essentially, for 3 turns, not gain rage, do 50% extra damage, and then for 2 extra seconds of rage generation, because this is for 3 seconds and this is for 5, you'll still maintain this damage increase. The question is whether or not in 2 turns you can get to the point where that 80% becomes 100% and you cast skills with that extra damage. That's an interesting one to figure out, and I have asked this Lilith already, hoping to get an answer fairly soon. Her expertise is a new skill. It's a passive skill. Normal attack has a 10% chance to cause a target to continuously take damage each second, but also increase their skill damage by 15% for 3 seconds. So your normal attacks have a 10% chance to make the enemy take 400 damage factor, but also he is now hitting you with 15% more skill damage for 3 seconds. So for 1200 damage factor, you might make Ye Song Ye and Edward or Attila, Takeda, or Guan Yu do 15% more damage. I'm not entirely sure whether 1200 damage factor total is worth the 15% skill damage. Quite frankly, as a 3rd generation archer commander, I'm a bit disappointed by her. She's very underwhelming. And so I really don't know whether I will be maxing her out. I will be max spinning her. I will spin 184 spins for the first wheel at least, and we'll see as time goes by how she gets played, how she gets used, what are the opinions. Maybe I will not spin 184 3 times if she's really not worth it, but I don't know yet. We'll have to figure that one out. She's not like Edward, which I knew 184 times 3 and then max him, and she's more like my Tamaris, where I was like, it's easy to win Mightiest Governors off her, so sure, let's do it. Why not? And so I know that the first Mightiest Governor for him might be a bit heavy, and I am debating whether the plan is going to be to max him out early on or not, especially now that I will most likely not be playing in Osiris League anymore. I think that I could probably get away with not maxing him first week or second week, and then first or second round, and then try to get first or second on the 3rd and 4th one, and that way gain my way up to the top with him rather than waste sculptures. But we'll see. My initial thought was I want Ramesses II as quickly as possible so I can use him in Osiris League. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. And so with that being said, my personal thing for them right now is he's going to get maxed out for sure. She is going to be spun, but not necessarily maxed just yet. And that begs a question, what the hell do we do with the rest of our sculptures? So to max Ramesses is going to cost me 690 sculptures if I only unlock them. That leaves us with a good amount of sculptures, as we have 1,371. Add to that the fact that we're 310 sculptures away from maxing Tamaris. If I max Tamaris and I max Ramesses, at the worst case scenario, it'll cost me a total of 1,000 sculptures and leave me 371 to play with later on. Add to that a few factors. For example, spring event coming in 2 weeks. We'll probably have 25 commander sculptures, legendary commander sculptures. Add to that the 30 of recharge rewards. Add to that the everyday 3 sculptures. So by the time her 3rd wheel will come out, we'll most likely already have like 600 sculptures available. With all this in mind, I feel like the better move would be to get Tamaris maxed out and get Ramesses in. That way we can utilize Tamaris in places where she can be useful. She has some uses, especially in Osiris League, but then again, I don't think I'll be playing that anymore. With all that being said, Ramesses II is our first move, and from there, we will probably go max Tamaris, but I don't know yet. We'll do that probably on stream or a dedicated video for that. What are your thoughts about these 2 brand new commanders, the 3rd generation archers we've been waiting for so long? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I think that Ramesses has a lot of potential. There's a lot of ways to use him, and we're going to have to figure out which one's the best one. I'm less excited about Artie. She seems a good defensive commander, but I don't know. I think that Attila Takeda is still so broken that having Artie defending when a cavalry march comes at you, and the fact that she gives them a freebie 15% skill attack doesn't seem right to me. And so what is she useful for if not defense? She's a garrison defensive commander. We'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. But for now, I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We have our Discord, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram in the description down below as well. Come say hi on any of these social medias. Thank you for hitting 2,700 members on our Discord group. You guys are fantastic. Tomorrow we got some more videos coming out of Rise of Kingdoms, and hopefully we'll have a few KVK videos coming up very soon. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Take care. Peace.